Hello friends, welcome to channel 686. News. TV. If you haven't subscribed yet, press the subscribe button right now. The information is taken from open media sources. Today, I will share first news that I found on the internet. Take a comfortable seat, let's begin.
There has been a lot of crime going on in New York City lately, especially at Bodegas stores. It's really sad to see people robbing them and breaking the law. I believe that we must take action to improve the situation in the city. Recently, I also drew attention to some problems in the judicial system. Judges and juries can sometimes be biased, which affects the fairness of decisions. This is a very important problem that we must solve. I believe that New York needs to restore order and fight crime. We must work with the mayor, the governor, and the feds to get the city back on track. We need to keep residents and businesses safe. Additionally, I want to emphasize the importance of fairness in court. Jurors must be objective and free of bias. This is extremely important for ensuring justice and law and order. Overall, I think we should fight for law and order in New York. We must work together to make our city a better and safer place for everyone. I hope that our efforts will lead to positive changes and improve the lives of citizens. I want to talk about some important things that Donald Trump said. Some people think he's too extreme, and some people think he's a genius. But here's what I think. He raised some important issues that need to be discussed. One such issue is crime in our cities. Indeed, this is a problem that cannot be ignored. Bodegas, for example, are robbed several times a week. This is completely unacceptable. The police must be able to do their job and protect our cities. It is also important to pay attention to minority unemployment. African Americans, Latinos, they all face problems getting jobs because of the migrants who take their jobs. This is unfair, and something needs to be done in this direction. Trump also raised the issue of terrorists coming into our country due to the Biden administration's mistakes. This is a serious threat to our security, and we must take action to prevent it. And, of course, it is necessary to pay attention to the persecution of innocent citizens. AlvinBragg, for example, prosecutes people who committed no crimes while the real murderers remain at large. This is unfair and requires intervention. Overall, I agree with Trump that we need to pay attention to these problems and take action to solve them. We cannot remain indifferent to the problems that threaten our society. Let's support efforts to fight crime, unemployment, and terrorism to make our world a better place for everyone. I want to talk to you about recent events related to jury selection and immigration reform. You may have already heard Mr. President's statements on this topic, and I would like to share my opinion. First, let's talk about the selection of the 7 jurors. This is an important event that can affect many aspects of our lives. I think that Mr. President will make the right choice, and we will know the results in about 2 months. I hope these jurors will be honest and fair in their decisions. Now about immigration reform. This is a truly complex issue that causes a lot of controversy and disagreement. Mr. President talks about the need to catch criminals and carry out large-scale deportations. But how will this affect those good immigrants who are now working hard even though they are undocumented? This is a truly complex issue that requires careful consideration. We must not forget that many of them come here in search of a better life and are willing to work hard. We need to find ways to help them become part of our society despite being undocumented. Finally, I would like to talk about the importance of tolerance and respect for differences. We live in a multicultural society, and every person deserves equal rights and opportunities. Discrimination cannot be tolerated on the basis of race, national origin, or immigration status. Many of us have expressed our dissatisfaction with Joe Biden, and I am no exception. Frankly, I think he is the worst president in the history of our country. Let's start with a comparison to Jimmy Carter. Yes, Carter failed to solve many problems, but compared to Biden, his presidency seems brilliant. Biden has destroyed our country, especially regarding borders and foreign relations. We are seeing conflicts flare up around the world, and this is very worrying. I am sure that if we do not get rid of Biden, we will face even more problems, perhaps even a third world war. So we need to act to change the situation. I'm here to support the candidate who I think can fix our country. And I'm not alone, in my opinion. Hispanics and African Americans also support this candidate. This gives me hope that we can make a difference. New York plays an important role in the political life of the country, and we must be active and involved in the process. We must work with local officials, including Democrats, to clean up the city. In addition, I want to share my opinion about the judge, who, in my opinion, is contrary to his duties. His decisions raise doubts and negative attitudes. I am sure that such people should not occupy positions of power. Finally, I want to draw attention to the problem of illegal migration. This is a serious problem that we must solve. We need laws and decisions that will promote order and justice. In general, I want to encourage all of us to be more involved in the political life of our country. We must vote, speak our minds, and act in the public interest. May our voices be heard and may we make a difference. Recently, it became clear to me that people do not like persecution. They don't want to be persecuted. They don't want to be threatened. And this is understandable. No one likes to feel vulnerable. I also recently came across an article about fake prosecutors who use their powers for personal gain. This is simply unacceptable. We need honest, law-abiding people in these positions to ensure justice for all. And what can we say about the deranged Jack Smith and his company? This is simply absurd. How can such people manage something important? I'm sure big changes are coming soon, and we need to be prepared for them. And I cannot help but mention that our country is under siege. We must be America's only salvation. We must unite and fight for our future. Israel is also in a difficult situation. Iran is threatening them, and they need to know how to respond. We must support our allies and help them fight threats. Finally, I would like to wish everyone a pleasant time. May each of us find the strength and wisdom to overcome all difficulties and achieve our goals.
If you found it interesting, like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Goodbye until we meet again.